What is yoga really? According to an ancient tradition, yoga is the union of the individual with the divine. The Sanskrit word yoga is related to the English yoke, to yoke. This suggests a notion of control, but that is not the meaning we are referring to here. Why do we seek union? Because the individual believes they are separate from the divine. They feel incomplete, seeking wholeness. They look outside or within themselves. But nothing is ever complete. No thought is complete. So dissatisfaction fades for a time, only to return again. The search for the ideal situation, the perfect partner, or the ultimate philosophy continues on and on until yoga, until union. Yet, this union is not the merging of two separate things, like putting a foot into a sock. It is the realization that the individual has never been separate from the divine. So, what is the divine? It is being itself, undefinable and intangible fullness, the source of everything. And yet, we feel a deep nostalgia for it. We cannot grasp it, but we cannot forget it. Unfortunately, in our neglect, we project eternity into the future when in fact it is offered to us in every moment. Inner life begins with an awakening of consciousness. We recognize ourselves beyond the mind, in the silence between two thoughts. But how can we live in this silence? How can we avoid falling back into the hypnotic state of ordinary perception? If we feel unable to maintain silence, we may shift our attention to the felt experience of the body, or to a specific area of it, like the space above the head. Often we can gift ourselves a few moments where the sensation of our skin tingles in the surrounding space. Tensions reveal themselves, open up, and gradually dissolve. This is the essence of inner life, the yoga of feeling. In the Kashmiri tradition of Tantra, there is the advice to gather everything into a single place. This everything is our felt body, emerging moment by moment. The single place refers to the silent, motionless space of awareness. We can go about our daily activities while keeping an underlying awareness of the body's global sensation. This subtle body is our link to silence. It is the bridge between the physical world and the divine expanse. Just paying attention to this body of touch. And thus, more and more, I will feel that I am space, living space, within which the so-called body, those vibrations, live. So, there are very simple practices for coming back to presence. For even if this practice of feeling the body, paying attention to the body, still feels too difficult, we can reconnect with our bodily sensations by fully surrendering 2-3 natural exhalations. To exhale is to die a little, to let go, to offer oneself. It is the concrete acceptance of what is, beginning with our own body. We may also enter a posture, or dance, or make a few movements, like Tai Chi or Qigong. However, I would say, be careful not to become dependent on techniques. The simpler and more accessible the practice, the more continuous it becomes and the more powerful it is. You will then feel its effects in your daily life and in your relationships. Thus, the subtle body or the felt body is our greatest enemy. But by embracing it with attention, it is returned to space. Our focus shifts from the content, tensions, emotions, mental chatter, to the container. And this energy, this containing presence, will transform what we usually experience as restlessness or anxiety. It will reveal itself as the creative force of being, the mystery that is the true source of both the world outside and our subtle body, our inner world. The poem of vibration, the Spandakarika in Sanskrit, a Kashmiri teaching, makes this promise. This energy of divine activity becomes a source of bondage when it manifests unconsciously under the illusion of separation. But when recognized and left free to follow its own course, it becomes the source of spiritual realization. This is the yoga of sensation, the union of perception and space.